was going to sneeze, but I'm not going to sneeze. I have to just get set up and then we're ready to go. Happy Saturday. We're back on time. Yay. Let's see. I'm just opening up on the computer so it's easier to see the chat and turning off my sound. There we go. And then pop out the chat so we can see all of it. Oh, people here. And 3 likes already. Now there's 4 because I liked myself. I did. There we go. So I have to see who's here. Karl is getting ready, but we'll play. Torben, you are first. Congratulations. I know this has been a long acquired dream. How do you feel in this moment? I wasn't too early posting. I almost going to post earlier, and then I was a little late because we had people in the store at the last minute. Garcia's here. Torben's in Norway, by the way. Garcia's in Holland. You guys are having nice weather. Torben's cold like we are. Jennifer Miller's here from Kentucky. She's probably got the best weather so far. Albert's here in Norway. Audra, you were in Lithuania this time. Yeah, I saw Audra made a silver needle, and it's probably a little bit longer than this one, I think. You had a good length. This one was a needle, but now it's a hairpin. Yep, it broke. But anyway, we have more needles. That's why you have backups. Let's see. Anyway, but yeah, I saw you made a needle. How was it? What did you have to do? Tell us the whole process of making the silver needle. And is it sterling silver 925? Inquiring minds want to know. Silver needle is something I don't have. I thought about trying it. I haven't tried yet anyway, but I'm thinking it might be a little heavy. But some people need weight. It's like the wand chooses a wizard. Some need them heavy, some need them light, some need them wide, some need them thin. But your needle looked great, by the way. And Nella's here in from Finland. She's still weaving leg wraps, so we've had about 8 hours a day is enough. I agree with you. It's hard to do. I haven't actually tried to weave leg wraps yet, so. Garcia says, heels no Nalbinding, but weaving and knitting for me. Looking forward to Nalbinding a mood blanket. I finished one thing. And it has nothing to do with the stitch of the month or the needle binding. But I found, there's a long needle for you, by the way. That's my instructor's needle. It's huge, but you can see it from a mile away. But actually, it turns out when I'm doing Oslo stitch with fat yarn, I really like this needle because it's fast. This is what I made. But I was cleaning my yarn. And Peru reminds me we should go through my yarn stash one day. I was cleaning my yarn and I found this ball. Which it's mystery. I have no idea what it is, but I suspect it might be a little on the acrylic side because it has a little bit of a blue-purple glow to it. I don't know if the camera picks it up that well. But I only had a little bit of it, so I didn't finish the ends off. It's done, but there you go. It was 2 ends. So maybe it's like this, maybe it's like this, whatever. So now you can see it a little bit more. But I mixed it. This is Vams. The brown one is Vams. So I mixed it in a little bit with that. So whoever's going to get it is going to have to probably wash it a little bit more. Just like if it's wool, don't wash it for anything else. Because if it was washed anything else, the wool would shrink, but the acrylic might not. But I suspect, because I was able to felt it, that it does have a percentage of wool in it. But it was quite fun to try and a great way to use up that little ball of... I couldn't make a plain hat out of it. I thought if I made a plain hat out of this and nothing else, it would be like Elsa from Frost or Frozen. So I thought that might be a good way to mute it and make it a little bit more Viking friendly. But I really like the way it turned out. Kind of want one now, but my hair is going, look at the static. Anyway, so I did that. It's blue, so that kind of counts for the color of the month thing. So Raymond, you can't kill me. But it is not the right stitch, and it's not the mood blanket. It was something completely unrelated, but it was nice to finish it. And this yarn, this speed, that stitch is really nice when you're waiting for ferries or sitting on a ferry and you can't do anything else and you don't want to leave your car. So that's what I made. It kind of glows in the dark. Alien Viking. Anyway, there you go. Yep, February is, okay, so now we got corrected. It's not Oulu, it's Oulu. And here I thought I was being so smart because I thought, wait a minute, I looked up the pronunciation of this before YouTube last week. And So I said, no, I could have swore they said Oulu or Oulu, and I thought I said it correctly. So then when Nell corrects it, I thought, second time, maybe I better go check this out. And then sure enough, but if you look at the very top of the video, I said how to pronounce Oulu. It has like British pronunciation. I'm like, okay, maybe the British are saying Oulu. And then I see the other option is American pronunciation, and they say Oulu. Yeah. And then I thought, okay, but then I said, well, how do you pronounce it in Finnish? Because why would you want to learn how to pronounce the name in another language? Wouldn't you want to learn how to pronounce it in the language it is, since it's like a city in Finland? And then you see how to pronounce it in Finnish, and it says Oulu. So Nala is correct, but of course we knew she was anyway. But I thought, damn, I thought I researched and did my homework. Okay, the static here has to go up. This is sticking to my face. Now you know why my hair is up all the time. Let's see who else is here. And Raymond is here from Upside Down. Almost 1 a.m. for him. He's the diehard, that one. Let's see. Okay, and then how are your blankets going along? I see Raymond says I'm a little behind on my blankets, so I'm not the only one that's falling behind. He did Wednesday's row today and caught up a bit. He was a week behind at one stage. Actually, I was almost 14 days behind at one stage. And I did a lot of catch up over the last 2 days. So now I officially have January done. And that's January, complete with a little stressful ending there if you remember the red. So it's about this, but January is about to here. So maybe right around there. That's how far is 1 month for me. But then I've got, let's see, February 1, 2, 3. So now I'm only 7 days behind. It wasn't as bad yesterday, but now I'm okay. Now I'm 1 more day behind. Got a lot of blue days. That one we decided was going to be the unexpected events day, or didn't go as planned. So 2 of them are storm related. One of them is no pipes, and the other one is, the third one is dragging somebody to the emergency room and waiting about 7 hours. It was a nice kind of emergency. He wasn't dying, but he was broken. Okay, and then of course red was stress and yellow is fun. I have 3 fun days here and here. I forgot what the third one. One was Jose's birthday party. Ah, yeah. Then we had the dumpling fortune telling day. And then we have playing Secret Hitler. So I think we're due for some more yellow in here. But anyway, for those of you who didn't think this was looking colorful enough, it's getting there. But I do have about 1 more week's worth to go, and I'm sad to say it's going to be mostly brown, I think. I think it is brown clear up until today. And considering I wasn't stressed getting to YouTube today, it'll stay brown. Is it bad if I'm wishing for a few more stressful days to get more red in here? Anyway, and then another thing I've noticed out this, okay, so here again, this is 1 month. I am going to run out of brown. I have a little bit of each brown left. There's 3 of them actually. I don't know if you can see that too well in there. I'm going to have to order some more. I'm going to try to dig through my stash one more time to see, because I know I have more of this yarn. It's Alafos Letlopi. But I'm going to see if I can find some brown. I did find some more in one stash. I get a lot of stashes to go through. And what I found was 2 more of this. So I'm prepared for a lot of more fun days. It's going to be a fun summer though, by the way. We got a lot of big groups coming. So that'll be fun. And we're already 4 months of the summer already fully booked, and Easter's already fully booked as far as Vikings coming to the village. So I will look at, can we share a link to the cotton silver? Somebody's got to put a link in there for that. Okay, let's see. Outer says she's not in a blanket challenge. It's too much for me this year. I have more than enough to do now. I believe it. You made a dress. By the way, you don't have to necessarily do it as a blanket. Some of them decided they want to do it as a sweater, which is not exactly a small feat either. And as you can see, mine is way too short to be a blanket, or too narrow. So it'll probably be, as you've heard before maybe, or anybody new, it will probably either be a shawl, because I kind of like it for a shawl. You got to remember 12 times this. Or I might split it and do 2 panels and then just sew them together along the middle. We'll see. I haven't decided yet, so I suspect July is going to be a fun month when we get about the halfway mark. But if you don't know what to do, you kind of pick your mood swings on however or whatever you have for mood swings. I see I have a sick day color in there too. That was a migraine day, fortunately on a day off. But what you can do then is, some people even do the weather, and they're called weather blankets or weather scarves. You can make a scarf as well, and you don't have to go with the calendar year. So if this is something you do want to do, there's a group on Facebook that Maria created called the Mood Blanket Stitch Along, I think it is. And you can join it, and you can start from one day and go a year. You don't have to go a calendar year. So you could start from the 10th of February if you wanted to, and then go until the next 10th of February. And who's to say 1 year's enough, huh? Raymond, you sitting there with the 400 stitches? You could do 5 years. That'll be a moody time for you. Anyway, but it's kind of fun to do. I think it's actually kind of fun to see that I, who always claim that I'm stressed, am not nearly as stressed as I think I am. And I'm a lot more productive than I think I am too. Not lately, but anyway, I've got more productive days than I thought, so that's good to know. Anyway, so it's a little bit revealing and a lot of fun to do. I did leave my ends on there. You don't have to go back and forth. You don't have to do, well, I do mine like this. 1 new row every time. You can go back and forth. And you can do just 1 length of yarn at a time. Some people want to do, like, they take, like, I don't know, 5 meters and do that at a time. And then you get split rows. But I really liked Kiwi's, the one that she did with the just the solid line per day. So that's why I went with this one. But I know that my summer is going to be way too busy to do this, so that's why I chose short rows. So anyway, so to catch up a bit more here. So yeah, if you can't do the blanket challenge, it's okay, but you know, we're judging. Just I'm just kidding. You made a dress, for crap's sake. How much can you do? The blanket is chewing up all of Raymond's time. It doesn't have much to do any other null binding. Nope, I have a little list where I keep track of my moods on the day, so I can catch up. So I don't have to invent my mood swings for the last 7 days that I've missed, today being day number 7. Nella says, I'm listening to Nancy Marie's Brown the Far Traveler, which is basically a book about Gudrid the Far Traveler. Rather interesting book. Is that a Viking one? I have to ask Karl if he knows about that one, because that one I don't know about, but it'd be quite cool to hear. Amaro is here from Belgium. You're going to love this one. Karl's got 2 beers. He's got Belgian with a taste of citrus. I believe it's the same one you got before, but this one has citrus in it. And you know how Karl loves citrus, so this will be like taking one of his favorite things and adding one of his least favorite things. And then we have a fake Belgian beer, you know, like non-Belgians making Belgian beer, and it's a triple, so we'll see if he likes that one too. Let's see. It takes Anne about approximately 1 hour, she says, a day to do that one. Spent well, watch less television. I found out if I watch stupid things, like right now I'm watching Squid Game, but not this series Squid Game. I mean, my kids and I watched that last year. Yeah, I'm a horrible mom. But we watched it together because they wanted to see it, and we kind of skipped over a few parts. But they've made a reality TV series out of this, a competition anywhere, where you do some of these similar things, but of course a lot more safely. So they don't actually shoot them if they fail, but they have like a little pellet that just goes poof, and then they get ink all over them. So it's kind of fun to see, and I think I get to find out. They're down to 3 now. They were 400 and some, and now they're down to 3, so it's kind of fun to see how that ends. But I did find out I can get a lot of needle binding done while watching that show. So... let's see. Anyway, then I think I'm going to watch Yellowstone next. I just finished watching Billions. I've been working on that one for like 4 years, but finally finished it anyway, and so now I need a new series. So I think Yellowstone might be the day, but I need to watch that one with Karl, so now I need to watch something when he's busy. You gotta sit and watch TV with me. You don't watch TV with me. We gotta finish Fargo.
Yes, but Fargo has to finish itself by making more episodes.
Is it not quite done yet? I know we're a little bit behind, but is there more than we have? Introducing Karl.
I don't know.
No.
But I thought I should give you a little bit of time to talk needle binding.
Yeah, I didn't get that far.
But then I heard the words Karl, Belgian, and citrus, which made me confused and angry, so I thought I should come here.
This makes me confused and angry. Look at your hat. Look in close, Karl. Look, do you see it? What have you been letting the cat do to my beautiful Arboga stitched hat that I made you?
Whose cats is it?
In Malabrigo, by the way. It's not mine, they're my kids' cats. The cat's been scratching your head, and why is the cat scratching your head?
It's either the hat or directly on my head.
Directly on your head would be better than ruining my beautifully Arboga stitched hat in the Malabrigo yarn. You're a bad boy, Karl.
You also don't let me sleep
Might be a little red today. Huh?
You also don't let me sleep with the hat on.
No, so when are they doing this? And are you just leaving on a chair?
Why do you think Fuzzy wants to go up on my shoulders all the time?
So he can scratch the Malabrigo yarn?
Yes.
No! He's a bad boy! It's beautiful! It was. Anyway, that's about 4 years old. It's probably time for a new one. You could perhaps decide you are stressed because there's not enough stress color in the blanket. And therefore you require a stress colored row. I always tell him, is it bad if I want more stress in here?
Stress is which color, right?
Red. Yeah, well, there's two reds, but yeah, there's a rust red and like a maroon red. If you look really close there, you can see the two colors. Because I only had like one skein of this and one skein of that. Okay, that's probably the 6th time I folded that sweater up. Silver rhymes with diver, and it's the term for carded cotton. Do you mean diver? Diver, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Or sliver! Sliver rhymes with diver, and that's the term for carded cotton. I didn't know that. I knew that it rhymed, though. I just can't read.
Silver rhymes with diver.
Yeah, I was a little confused, but my eyes were dyslexic today. Lindsay's here, by the way, as well. 2 panels is what most people do. I didn't know that here. I thought I was being smart, but I think it's an easier way to approach it because there's no, I mean, that's like 125 stitches. I don't think I can do 250 stitches a day. I can't, I'm trying to keep up. We've had a couple of busy days, too. Peruta, yeah, says, I'm late, but I have an excuse. I was teaching the quickest study I had ever had to do, the Finnish 2+2. Oh, that's not even an easy stitch to teach to someone. Depends how new they are, though. If they've had some experience, that wouldn't be so bad. Rhonda says, I've got some new cotton sliver. This is where it comes in. And oh, it's so pretty, and I found a missing bag of montage roving that I've been hunting for. Is what I used for my first Nalbinding project, and that's where they wanted to link to the cotton sliver. So if you can't post a link anywhere, you can always stick it in the comments on one of these here, and they can find it that way. Rhonda Hagman is here, said the Mexican yarn is pretty neat. I've used it for crayon colored hats for kids. Oh, I showed you the Mexican color yarn that my mom had, and I thought, it was really cool, but I can't make a Viking hat out of it because it's very Mexican colored. It's a party. It's like a fiesta. It's going to be awesome slippers for Karl and I. Torben says, I'm drinking a Fontainen Tre Lambic beer for today's beer review on quarantena pills that taste like brake fluids and cat piss. The regrets. Okay, so in that case, I think we have to, I told him a little bit about your beer, but we'll get you started before I start playing with the Oulu stitch. Okay, so this is the fake triple Belgian. This one is Nurgner, and that is, where is it from again? I keep wanting it to be Denmark, but you said it's Grimstrad.
Yeah, it's Norway.
And this is not a very good Karl day because this is 9% and this one is 9.5%.
Yeah, but if I put too much lemon in either one of them, I won't drink it. So
we have to decide what Karl starts with. The fake beer, or one of his favorite beers with a little bit of citrus in it. What do you think? Or are we gonna? This one's 9.5. This one's 5. So this is the Duvel one, but it's got triple hop Citra. So can it be ruined for you, do you think?
Very easily, if you put...
This Duvel is brewed with a 3rd expressive hop variety, the Citra from Yakima Valley. Deeply aromatic and bitter with citrus notes. I can't wait to ruin this for you. Anyway.
Notes, it might be survivable.
Slow brewed to perfection. And, Nurgner has never hit well with you in the past in any variety we've had because you said they always taste like perfume. So it'll be interesting to see if you or Torben is having a better beer today. Anne says, you need to bind him a hat basket to put the hat in for nights. You know, some people put their hats in the jackets, in their sleeves of their jackets, but no, let's just make a cat bed out of it. Evil. You're going to hell. Elf is here. Good morning and evening, everyone. It's been a long time, I agree. I haven't seen that name in a while, so welcome back anyway. And she's currently making a hat. Good. And are you going to go spirals? You're going to go fun? What kind of stitch? Or are you just going to be kind of boring like me and use up leftover yarn with Oslo? Could be fun. Elsa, let it go. Let it go. Torben says, give him the Nurgner. Starts with a fake MG, writes Perota. Start with a fake MG, yes. And start with triple. Nope, it's bang on. You're all going to get it. Oh, Red Heart Mexicana yarn. I haven't seen that one. Okay, that's a little different than the one I had. James is here. He's doing agave netting and using a knitting needle and a needle, and it'll come apart easily if I'm making a sock and a sweater. Oh my God, that's got to be a bit of a project. But it'll be interesting to see. I've never tried agave netting. Elf's being boring, doing finish 2+2 in green yarn for my daughter. There is nothing boring. That's one of my favorite stitches, actually. That's looking very non-Belgian.
Didn't smell horrible.
No, it doesn't, actually. I can smell it from here. It's perfumey as normal. No, that's not for me.
I don't know if it's good or just surprisingly good for being these fuckers.
Is that... Okay, why?
It doesn't taste like perfume, or at least not much.
No, but it's got a pretty strong scent to it, though.
Yeah, but it smells like beer. It doesn't smell like...
Bear is Norwegian for beer.
It doesn't smell like 72 virgins in a hot room.
Okay, so what does it... And do you think you're going to finish the bottle?
Yeah.
Okay, you take some time to finish that. I'll show a Oulu stitch here. I was thinking we could show a different connection. You don't have to slam it because that's a lot of percent. There he goes. Let's see, we'll put this down and then flip here. Oops, trying to comment on my own thing here. There we go. Okay, that's a nice clean table. This was the Oulu stitch. Actually, it looks like that because I worked from the top down. I'm one of those people. And then we'll find some yarn, which I have here. That sounds like a good... I have small Vessen pills, says Albert. They're joining you with beer. I like that. Okay. And Anne Moreau approves of Torben's choice of beer, even though Torben didn't like the one. She says, I checked your 3 Fontainen beer. Goose is very special. Oh, okay, so maybe that's not. Because special in Norwegians means they don't like it. Okay. Max says, normally Oulu is F1, F2 connection stitch. Yep, so this is F1. This is Oulu F1, but I have to make a start row, so we'll just see the stitch as it is. But I'm going to try B1 today and M1 if we get around to it, hopefully. So you need 4 loops. Yeah, I can do 4. So I have 1, 2. It doesn't matter how you start. Just get going. You can always cut away the start or pick back if it looks too horrible. Let's see, which one did I get at? That's the one on the bottom. So I have 2, 3, and 4th. Let's make that one a little tighter. Okay, so now I have 4 loops. First one from the end, second, third, fourth. So we take the second one from the end and lift it up and away. And pick up the second or the third and the fourth from behind. Then go back and pick up this one again. And then go through the first one and the leader yarn just like you would the finished stitches. And it might be a little confused. You might get your loops mixed up a little bit in the beginning, but it'll straighten out. But you can, if you can see it from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now that one's 5. So second one goes up, behind, and you pick those 2 up, and then you go back and pick up the second one again. And this is fast, but if you want, Sana on Nøylakentat has a lot of really good videos that'll show how you do it. But one of the most newbie-friendly ways I saw, it will stretch out your stitch a bit though, is this second one you can put behind on your thumb, then do the second and third and pick up the third and fourth, and then pick up the second one again. B1 plus M1 I've never tried myself before. I usually use M1 plus F1 connection, which depends on the stitch I'm using. Yeah, that one I've done for Osla. This one is, well, B1 and then F1. I'm not going to try B1 and F1. I think that might be a bit too much overzealous, because this isn't one of the easiest stitches to learn. Let's see if I got the right 2. Hopefully, if not, it's going to yell at me when I look at the next row. I think I have the right ones. No, let me just I have to put this under my eyeballs. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I did my last stitch wrong because something's not lining up, but it doesn't matter. This is just a sample and not worth picking back. So I do a bunch of these and then we'll make a little tube to see what it looks like. So have you guys, now you've only had 1 week really to play with the stitch if you're following along religiously. So how many of you picked it up if it's a new stitch for you? It takes some getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's not bad. The first couple stitches can be messed up, but after that everything kind of falls into place. Torben, I know you rock at this. Torben's here for the beer. Sorry. There we go. It's going to take me a while before I have enough. Actually, I could just try to... Maybe I don't have to connect it as a tube. Maybe I just do a new row, typewriter style. So our pipes have been replaced at home. Plumber came, fixed that in, and connected the dishwasher. And then yesterday it was minus 12 Fahrenheit or Celsius, and the pipes were froze again, the new ones. So the landlord's saying run down with a heater in there, and they'll come and work on the insulation down there next week, and hopefully that'll work, but I don't know if we can heat it enough. But the good news is today is a little warmer, and then we're looking at plus degrees. If you see in the thumbnail on the picture there, that's probably the closest the sun has gotten to revealing itself this year so far. We expect Wednesday. The grocery store tells me, Joker tells me that on Wednesday the sun should reveal itself for about maybe 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. You know it's true because the grocery store knows everything. So we'll see if he's right. So the Groundhog Day, the groundhog checks his shadow. Here we just ask the grocery store. Okay, we'll seal those a bit. Let's try it this way this time. So this is how I've been kind of starting a new row. Get 3 on there instead of 4. Then this is my right row. Yeah, just see this is my right side, yeah. Yeah, wrong side, right side. Wait a minute, now I forgot. No, this is the right side, sorry. Stitches go this way. And then pick up one and then do my 4th one. Okay. So now we were going to try, I just did F1, but we're going to try B1 to see what it looks like. So this is F1. F1, one from the front, so we'll try B1. Same one, but from the back. And see what it does, what it looks like. You disappeared. Yeah. Did the beer go in return, or are you still drinking it?
I'm still drinking it.
Okay, I was a little worried for the beer there.
I was just having a cigarette and checking my phone.
Addict. Pruda says you got to stop the cigarettes. So you have to stop the cigarettes. She called up to yell at him. I liked it. Okay, I lost my where is my second stitch here? That one, I think. Back one. This one. Those two. Back out again. I'm making this look difficult on purpose because it's a little tricky. It would have been easier if I would have just continued as a tube, but I'm trying to take a shortcut so I don't have to do a full tube. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting it to be a little bit more difficult to identify the loops when picking it up from the back. You got a dirty comment in there, Karl?
No.
Okay, good. I was worried. I think I might have my loops mixed up a little bit here. Let's see,
That's
these 3.
Something people usually say in the bedroom. So
no.
Comment about it.
There you go. Now I have to check my loops because they're getting all twisted. So that was also something that Sana does on her videos, which I thought was really smart. If you are mixed up and can't see which day it is, or which loop it is, you just loosen them up on the right side first. Something's wrong here. It shouldn't be doing that. But we're just going to keep going. Let's see. The second one goes up, and these 2 go behind. So this might not be a very good test. because I think I mixed up 2 loops. Back side. Up those 2. I'm just expecting this to look a little bit like this, but with a little bit more of a ridge. But we shall see. Maybe I shouldn't take shortcuts next time. So Karl, how was your day today?
Pretty eventless.
Yeah? You had Australians in today. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, but the Australians went on Greg's tour.
Ah, they didn't get to play with Karl.
Normally, I genuinely like to guide, so when I make the day plan, I put myself on the tour that is most likely to be live. That's at 12 o'clock. But today the 12 o'clock was dead, but the 11 o'clock was live. And that was Greg's tour. So Greg got to play with the Australians. I tried to do activities with them, but then they were so cold that I ran back inside to heat up.
Yeah, but they went back out again.
Yes, but then I was waiting for somebody for my 12 o'clock, so I wasn't on activities.
These were well-traveled Australians too. They had been to, they were doing an RV travel, and they did RV travel in the United States and covered 12 states, which was a good way to do it if you're gonna do the United States, visit more than one state because it's quite different. And then this time around, they started their RV tour in Austria, and had driven up through Poland and Denmark and Germany, Germany, Poland, Denmark, in whatever order it was, and then they ended up in Norway, and they're going to continue on over through Sweden, Finland, Latvia, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and that way. So that was quite cool. And they weren't teenagers either. These people were probably about our age. So it was quite cool to see that they've got enough energy to do that. Let's see, one more. Okay, then we'll see what this looks like. I do think I messed up at the beginning, though. I think I got my loops mixed up, so this will be a little lesson to learn.
So you're dreaming of
Yep,
buying a motorhome
there's
now?
messed up. See, what am I dreaming? What the hell did I do here? I wrapped the yarn around and I thought I pulled it out, but I didn't. I'm an expert,
You're an
people.
expert.
Now I'm only showing him what can go wrong. Anyway, this is where I got my loops mixed up on the back side of my thumb. I could tell something was going wrong there. But what I didn't realize, okay, so this yarn, I pulled it through, but it got stuck around the tail, and then I just kept right on going. So now I have this wonderful thing. I have not done that in years.
No, that's what happened when you're focusing on old Australians and their motor wagon.
They're not that old. They're younger than me. Anyway, but
So they were about our age.
about our age, younger
So
though.
you mean
But
not my age? Not
no,
your
I'm
age.
just not. I'm not exactly admitting how old I am. Apparently, anyway, no, I think she was probably just under 50. But anyway, but yeah, no. So there you go. We're learning lessons here. This is pretty cool. But the idea is then, yeah, it looks a bit like maybe right there. That's what it looks like. So the difference between that and that is not too much actually. And then the other side is like that. And the other side on this one is like that. So it's pretty similar either way. I would say for comfort, go F1. But it's pretty, I'm going to keep this and hang it on a Christmas tree and say, look how special. It's like one of those leather tags you put on the bottom of your hat to... Remember, I'm an expert. Karl, time to drink your beer. I'm going to sit over here and cry. And I'll catch up on chat here, too. Tormund says it's special all night. Usually gauze, am I saying that right? Gaze, gauze, geese appeals to me, but not this. I suspect someone drowned a hippie in the fermentation tank. That sounds like you need to try one.
What did he call it?
It was the Triple Fontaine, I think, or Fontaine 3 or something. What is it? I have to go back up and find out. Let's see. He's drinking Fontainen 3 Lambic. Quote unquote beer, but I don't think he agrees that it's actually a beer. Let's see, what else was in there? Anne says, okay, this ooh la la stitch is really for beginners. No, it's not for beginners, but you got a whole month to figure it out. Go with a thin yarn, because if I went with a thick yarn, it'd be missed. But go slow. And like Sana does in her videos, pull up your links pull up your loops to make sure you have the right row. and then do your stitch. But kind of loosen them up and identify them first, which your loops are. What
would be the most cat-friendly stitch in needle binding?
None. This would be a cat-friendly thing. You can give it this to play with. Although this is plant-dyed yarn, I started with my more fun stuff, so I might actually pick this one out.
I have a set of blue headphones. That is my diversion headphones. Because the cats attack my headphones, and then I give them the blue one, and they are happy with that for a while at least.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, yeah, no, they works with the diversion ones, but sooner or later that little... Karl hasn't really checked out Simon the Cat videos before. If you haven't seen it, look up Simon the Cat Wakes Up Owner. Would you like to compare? You saw that for the first time today.
It's except for the baseball bat, it's pretty accurate.
I think he uses the baseball bat too. The cat, not Karl, or Simon in this case, but it was pretty funny. But they're all over YouTube. It's pretty short. But... You had issues getting up this morning?
Well, I woke up sometime before the first alarm.
Yeah?
Because the cat was licking my eyebrows.
We're the kind of people that have to set 8 alarms to get up on time, by the way, every 15 minutes.
I didn't normally have to do that.
You did too. I was surprised. Your alarm was going off as much as mine was when we first got together.
Yes, because I had to kind of compensate for you. But
yeah.
I usually have 2 alarms, and I wake up at the first one.
I used to put about 3, but lately I've got about...
67.
No.
89.
No, I start about an hour and a half early because I know I will turn off the alarm without thinking. And then we go to your father's house because we have a couple days off. And the first thing I do is wake up and go, Karl, we got to leave for work in 2 minutes. Wait a minute. Why am I not sleeping on the floor? No, that's right. We have the day off. That was funny. Let's see. Raymond says, whoa, awesome RV travel. Yeah, no, that's really good RV travel. I would like to try that one day. And he said, Ossie's around his age. See, just a little bit younger than me.
Yeah, no, my father just called, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
He saw that, so there was a picture on Facebook of the place where he grew up, and it was an old picture.
Yeah?
And there was also some text, but he couldn't read it.
Mm.
So he wondered if I could find a way to print it out on paper and blow it up so that he could read it. And I kind of figured where this post probably was on Facebook, because there is a group called Gamle Selja, Old Selja.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And pictures like that and text like that usually show up there. So I found it in the first attempt, basically while I was talking to him. And then I read the text that he wanted to read.
Yeah?
And it's basically about how the people of that area, meaning his parents and their generation, was smuggling like crazy during Prohibition. So he'll get a kick out of that, I'm sure.
Oh, I think so too.
I'll save the picture as a PDF and I'll find a way to send it to him.
Yeah, you definitely should. Well, you could send it to him on Messenger. He was able to open up the picture I sent him.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good with Messenger. The problem is that it gets too small for him and he doesn't know how to zoom in.
Yeah, no, that's true. Let's see. Max says, when it comes to most null binding stitches, it depends on which stitch I use. For example, when I use Dalby stitch, I typically use F2 connection stitch to make it more thick and dense. I will do that. Sometimes I will and sometimes I won't with Dalby. It's about 50-50 depending on the thickness of my yarn. But I do like F2 if I'm using a thin yarn. I tend to anyway. But by the way, this is a lot like Dalby except for this stitch that we're doing now. I'll flip to the, let's see, fingers again. There we go. Because when you do Dalby, you're flipping the second and the third around. Let's see. This is 1, 2. Let's see, 1, 2, and then this is the third one. It's just kind of twisted. Yeah. So on Dalby, you're actually, instead of going behind and taking 2 for Oulu, with Dalby, you're just going behind and taking 1. So if that's easier way to think of it, if you can do Dalby, you can do this one because you're just going back and you're taking 2. That's the Oulu stitch versus Dalby. They're both related. This is Russian, what do we call this now? Flipping it up. So if we do this in reverse, let's see, we do 2, 1, 1. So I think it's 1, 1, 2 is what this one is, but I have to look that up again. I would think it's Russian 1 + 1 + 2. Anyway, soon I'm going to go all the way around this time. I'm not going to do another one of those things over there. We're going to pretend that thing just doesn't exist. So I'm going to make a tube on this one, so I have to get some more on here. So Karl, that means we're going to need some more stories. Oop, this way down.
Some more stories.
More stories. Yep, I need another story. Nella was reading a book. Let's see if you've heard anything familiar to it. Let's see, where was it? I'm listening to Nancy Marie Brown's The Far Traveler, which is basically a book about Gudrid the Far Traveler. Rather interesting book. Does that sound familiar to you?
It rings a small bell, but...
That's a good...
No, I'm confused. I'm confusing it. One of the sons of Harald the Finehaired was called something the Far Traveler.
Yeah?
Den Vidfarne in Norwegian. If I remember correctly, he was killed by Erik Bloodaxe. Björn the Far Traveled, I believe his name was.
Yeah.
So it's not the same guy. It's just the same...
Maybe it is, and he just is now a she. He became a she, and Gudrid existed. You know, kind of like the Lola song.
I don't think that was particularly common in the Viking Age.
Fine. Could be.
I have to read up on it.
Yeah?
But,
Homework. Homework for you. But Björn the Traveler?
well, he's one of the guys that was killed by Erik the Bloodaxe. Erik the Bloodaxe killed several of his brothers, which is... Well, it's not considered good in any culture to go around murdering your brothers. In his defense, he was acting on orders of his father.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's okay then.
Well, all right then. So if your father told you can go out and kill people, that's okay? You're thinking.
No, I kind of know my father's hit list. If that is to happen, I know who I'm going to go after.
Yeah, I know.
So-
The doctor that took away his driver's license is the first one.
No,
He's
he would be
91.
the second or the third,
Oh,
but
okay, yeah.
he would be on the list.
Yeah. No, by the way, Karl's father is 91. So, okay,
Oh,
now
but-
I've got, yeah, go ahead.
It's a kind of the way Viking society works. Everything is basically based on the idea of family. So
Gudrun is a she, yeah.
there is no good way of getting out of the situation if your father orders you to kill your brother.
Yeah?
No matter what you do, you're a dickhead by Viking logic.
That'd be
You should obey your father, and you should not kill your family members.
No.
So when you have those two ideas competing with each other, you're basically in a catch-22 situation. You're bad no matter what you do.
Nella said she can be found on Eric the Red's and Greenlander's saga. And the Greenlanders saga. You got some homework.
She.
She. Gudrun is a she.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the story, but if it's in Erik the Red saga...
Did you stump Karl?
that would put it...
She lived in Vinland and made the pilgrimage to Rome in her old age.
It would put it well beyond the time scope of Harald the Finehaired, so it's long afterwards.
Yeah?
So it's a completely different story. It's somebody who just coincidentally have the same cognomen or the given there is a term for it, but they have the same kind of made-up name to describe them. as
Circa
the guy I'm
1000
talking about.
CE.
Yeah, so 120 years after what I'm talking about.
Raymond said I read Far Traveler as Fart Traveler. Oh, Fart Traveler, we could do that. This is a fart
If you
traveler.
were to travel Vidfarne directly into English, it would be the wide traveler.
Epinomen or epithet? By the way, Nella has a good point there too. This is a good tip. I recommend to connect with the same amount of loops that you first pick up behind the thumb. I think that's actually a pretty good key to do it.
Yeah, that's how I always do it.
That's what the cat does. Okay, I got my little sample here done. So then we can switch and turn this way so you don't. Okay, so here's M1. These are these loops that are going diagonal here. The diamonds, that's M1. That's the middle loop. So this one now we're going to connect from the front, but the middle one. So here, you can see I did that one there as well. So here, and then you do that. That's M1. And then if we did the stitch the same way, this is a good tip that Sana had by loosening the next 3 stitches and then doing your stitch. Okay. Anyway, she does it much, much more slower and better than I do. So there's M1. And you go from the underside, by the way, from bottom to top, unless it says specifically bottom to top. So there I am farting all over that nice little tip that Sana had. I did use the word farting, Ray. Okay, and there, go back, pick up 2 and go. But anyway, so now I did enough of them to show this is what it would look like then. So that is quite a different change here now. This is F1, that's M1. So you can kind of see quite a bit of a difference there. These ridges are coming a little closer together. It'll also bend quite easily compared to this one. And then if I do the other side, this is what M1 looks like. Now you got like 2 lines together. Then these 2 lines will be together with some weaving in between. And stuck. So there you go. F1, M1. So it's kind of fun to play to see how much you can change a stitch. I gotta say the Aboga changed a lot more than this one is doing with the connections, but it could be because of that little weaving in the middle. There, so there we've tried 2. Now I can work on my mood blanket as I'm behind. I need to add another brown row. And then next week we can try with different connections just to see what it does, and hopefully this won't happen again. Okay, I'm flipping up again. Did you know you could change a filter? I went to hit it to go back to something else, and all of a sudden I can change the filter.
Don't mess with the filters.
I don't want to mess with the filter. I didn't know you could do that while live, but apparently let's mess with the filters. Let's see. Do you want a little blush? Oh, you're looking blushy now. Okay, how about
I remember
glow? Oh, that doesn't look like you're glowing. You just look dead.
I remember what happened when you turned the beauty filters to max and took a picture of me.
Dance party! When did we learn how to do this? I didn't know we could do this. We have not been having as much fun as we could. We gotta get rid of this. This is really driving me nuts.
This is bad.
This is Dream?
No, she discovered some
filters
on the Huawei phone that we use for work. And she took a picture of
Sepia?
me with all the beauty filters turned to max.
Yeah.
And
You look Chinese.
I looked like Mr. Miyagi.
He did, a cross between Mr. Miyagi and Beam. Not much Beam. Okay, let's go back to normal because this is making me pukey. But oh my god, we gotta play with that dance mode more often. That was kind of funny. Let's see. Raymond says, wide traveler, that's less fun, but also much less confusing. Max says, to be honest, I don't know how Broden stitch would turn out if I used M1, F1 stitch. I know M1 is Brotby, while M2, left to right, is Sconson stitch. Yeah, we did do the Sconson stitch, but that was a long ways ago, and we don't know. We've been calling it the Sconson stitch because there was some video that was put out by Sconson Museum. I think of somebody needle binding, and it wasn't one of the normal ones that you normally see. How do we get rid of this filter thing? It's driving me nuts. Just there we go. It's gone. We have more options on there. No, anyway, we'll save that for another day. But anyway, so we started calling it the Sconson stitch. But yeah, it is. It's like Broden, but left to right. M2 left to right.
We were doing an actual honest-to-God work interview to some new employees.
Yep.
And just as we are doing this, Karin discovers that she can mess with the background.
Oh, that was funny.
She is using a green screen effect to make it look like we are interviewing them from the center of the village. And she completely forgets that my cape is green.
Yeah, but so was you were all green that day. So there's my boss sitting here looking normal, and then there's the floating head that looks like that.
Yeah. And we have to kind of At least we have to pretend to be professional when we're doing a bloody work interview.
I put it back. We're like, okay, we're not going with the green screen background. But there it was. It was really cool because you would have like there they were. It would look like they were sitting in the Viking village with the Viking village in the background because it's winter, so there's nothing to really see right now. So we have this nice green summary of Viking village. How would you like to work in Viking Valley over the summer? Tour looks like normal. Then we have the floating Viking. We're like, no, not doing it. I think hopefully we figured that out before we went live with them, but that was kind of funny. We could try the scones and sitch next week. We can do that. Our next month, maybe. Or maybe not. It might be a surprise. I might forget. Go ahead. We could try it someday, though.
I don't think I ate enough today because...
It's 9%, Karl. It's fake beer, but it's not fake Belgian, but it's 9.
That's fine. As far as this goes...
Yeah?
I have had a pretty negative opinion of Nøgne until now, but this one kind of saves them. So if you want to buy a Nøgne beer, which I would recommend against,
Let's show them what Nøgne
but
is
then
spelled.
at least make sure it's a tiger triple.
Nøgne? You have to say that one, though, because I always say wrong, but the O with a line through it is a letter in Norwegian.
You've seen the Smetterling meme?
Schmetterling! You can't say that like that. You have to say it very German.
Where you have like every language is saying the word butterfly. So
Yeah.
butterfly, sommerfugl.
Mariposa.
And it sounds nice in every language until we get to German and it's Schmetterling!
Schmetterling!
I saw a similar one when it comes to the word island.
Oh, did you?
Because
yeah.
it's island, isle,
Isla?
inlette,
La Isla Bonita.
isla, islu. And then you come to Norwegian and it's just Well, in Norwegian
That's
it's øy.
Ay.
But in Denmark it's just
And then they've got a picture of this animal doing this.
And it caused some confusion because, as you probably know, well, as you might know, Norway was under Denmark, were in a union with Denmark for 400 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of the names along the Norwegian coast is basically Danish. It's a Danification of the original Norwegian name.
Yeah.
And the Danish don't really have time to find out what's an island and what's not. So you have places like Florø.
Yeah.
So every Danish person who hears that name will assume it's an island. And it wasn't an island until, if you look at it from a very wide perspective, you could say that it might be an island now because they have dug a channel through it. It's a bridge over the channel, but it is basically salt water all around it, which makes it an island. But that was not the case when the Danish were making their maps. The place name originally should be something like Flora.
Yeah.
That's the
FLORA or.
yeah, that's the name of the place.
Yeah.
But the Danish sea captain who was there making maps probably just presumed it was an island because he saw water on 3 sides and assumed it was water on the 4th side as well.
I think he hit a glacier and went, ugh!
Well, so the moral of the story is the Danish are stupid.
No, God, you're puking on the Danish. You are like spitting on somebody every week.
But they live on a pancake. As soon as you have any kind of terrain, you confuse
You've
the
got
Danish.
one hill.
So if you're in Denmark and you're standing on a piece of land about the size of Flora, you would immediately see if it was land connected or not, because you just have to step up on something this tall to see all of the area. That's not the case in Western Norway generally, and fuckers can't be bothered to walk. So
How's that beer working out for you, Karl? You're never going to get to the next one now.
yes, we're going for the next one.
You better go. Okay, then we have to go a couple minutes over time because we have like 5 minutes left. By the way, speaking of Denmark, who you've now insulted, I think they are going to retract their invitation for you to go to the Needlebinding Festival. I was going to see, just to make sure I had the dates right on that, but my my computer isn't updating too quickly. Oh, I see the old ball of yarn has made it back onto the chat channels.
Oh God, it smells lemony. Oh.
You might have ruined it for him.
It does not only smell lemony, it smells horribly lemony.
Yeah. Let's see. There it is. Tina Vester says. Oh, I thought she wrote the dates down, but maybe it's in August anyway. This year. Let's see, maybe it's in the comments. The Nalbinding Festival in Odense in Odense, Denmark, which is another little Viking village like ours. Different because we can't have the same kind of houses they have here, otherwise ours would rot. It would rot too quickly here. But
but I have to say I really like that place. Because
it was quite cool, yeah. It was nice.
It's basically in the middle of a suburb to a big city. But it's kind of in an indentation in the landscape, and there is a lot of vegetation around it. So you're basically walking in the city, and then you walk into this place, and all the modern things are gone.
Yep. And it actually does have a bit of hillside to it, considering Denmark. So did you just ruin your Belgian beer? This one is the actual Belgian one, but it's the one that Karl usually likes, Duvel, because Anne showed it to him, and he's been dying ever since. But we've added Citra, which is not one. They've added Citra to this one, which is Karl's bane.
Yeah,
usually.
no, it's not good.
And Albert says, "Did you like it?" Lindsay laugh out loud. Oh God, it smells lemony. That's my Karl. Oh God.
Actually, the taste isn't horrible.
No.
So for a lemony beer, I can actually drink this.
Yeah.
But oh holy fuck, how much better it would be if you just didn't put lemons in it to begin with.
By the way, Anne says, if you want to buy a Norwegian beer, Anne is Belgian, by the way, buy a Belgian type. Laugh out loud. No, so what do you think? Can the Belgians get away with playing with citrus?
No, you should never put citrus in beer.
Oh no, they found a way to ruin the perfect Belgian beer.
As far as it goes, this isn't as bad as it usually is. But I felt it doesn't do anything positive to the taste, and it fucks up the smell completely.
Yeah.
So, not a fan.
Are you gonna finish it though?
Yeah.
9.5%. Oh God, he's gonna be a puddle again today.
I've eaten one small pizza today, and she will have to take care of me when I get home.
Now I know why the cat's hat looks like that. Or at least now you know why I use the cat to wake you up in the morning. He never goes to me anymore. Why? Because he gets launched. But if he on to you. Anyway, and Anne says, why do you buy stuff like that? It's for crazy non-beer drinkers. The Belgian is scolding you now. He didn't buy it, I did, because I thought, what a way to...
I don't think she thought I bought it.
Oh, my hood keeps falling backwards. Oh. Anyway, no.
Well, yeah, as soon as I see citrus, lemon, or any kind of citrusy fruit in a beer, I just walk away.
Good luck with that one,
But
Karin.
then Karin walks behind me and goes, oh, this one has a cool etiquette. And I'm sure she bought this one because of this.
No, because it was Duvel, but it had green on it. And I thought, this is the beer you like, but it's got a green on it. Oh, look, citrus! And then, like,
So
light bulb.
the three-headed lemon dragon had nothing to do with that?
No, that's just cool. Is it a lemon dragon? No, it's like a lime. It is. It's got, like, trees growing out of its head there. You can see that there. Maybe a little closer, a little further. Yeah. You know what? Let's just do this because... Dream mode, because Torben says, good luck with that one, Karin. I recognize that drunken smile. Go back to the dance party. You're getting a lot of laughs. People are hitting the laugh button. This is all you, Karl. No, I think we have to go with the dream one. Then you can see how schnockered he is. You gotta watch this back on YouTube later.
Can we just stop buying anything with lemons in it? Pretty please, with sugar on top.
I might have ruined the Belgian for him. We're gonna have to get him a normal beer. I should have never seen this filter thing. Okay, we gotta go back because that's driving me nuts. Okay. YouTube's getting more fun.
Duel is really good. And the Norwegian version from Chin Brewery, the Bøvelen.
Yeah, that's like your new favorite.
It's really good. I usually they come in much bigger bottles.
Yeah.
So I usually share one bottle with my father.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they're big. They're like bottles, and they're wide. So yeah, no, I was gonna say, we do have 2 stacks of beer. We have the beer that you like to drink for normal, and then we have the YouTube beer and the YouTube beer stat. It's like a really big box right now, maybe 2 boxes. Because I forgot about the Christmas calendar one.
oh, that's one thing we probably should do because
Yeah.
I'm losing overview now.
Yeah,
You should go through all the episodes and make a list of all the beer we've drunk on YouTube.
I'll send you links, and you can do that. But yes, you should, because you should keep track what you like and what you don't
I
like.
don't have the bloody patience to do that, woman.
You should. It's a really great idea. I think you should totally get on top of that, Karl. But anyway, the YouTube pile is all the weird crap.
Maybe one of your subscribers would like to do that.
I think Torben should do that.
Somebody who's interested in both beer and
Don't make
Nalbinding.
Raymond do it. I've already got Raymond keeping track of the stitch of the month and the color. The color of the month is blue, by the way. Blue. If I make him keep track of anything more, he's going to lose count of his stitches. He's already 3 days behind on his mood blanket.
No, but how about Albert? He's not making a mood blanket.
Albert can do it. Albert can do it. There you go. Sugar goes well with lemon, says Lindsay. You get lemonade. There you go. You could add sugar to that. What do you think?
Wouldn't make it any worse.
No, you could try it. Torben says, I can send him some of my father-in-law's homemade cider. Good for getting drunk and degreasing diesel engines. No, we could put it in the box. We've got the YouTube box. That's where the popcorn beer and all that other weird crap lives. It's actually getting pretty full right now, which is pretty good. So we're good to... We'll have him drinking for the rest of the year, I think. But most of them are coming out of Vinmonopol now, so you're getting a little more... Where's the dream mode? You're getting a little more dreamy. I am so having fun with these filters. Okay. Stitch of the month. Hashtag Stitch of the month 2024. January is Arboga. February is Oulu, is how you would pronounce that now. And you can use whatever connection you want on it. Torben says his father's cider is 18% liquid death. Tastes like apple juice. Ooh, maybe I could have that.
Probably you could.
I don't know. It depends on the ingredients. Anyway, and then Garcia is off, and she's right. We should actually be going, by the way. I like the emoji she put up there earlier. This green face. So, anyway, next week, we, I think, have to go on Sunday. So it would be Sunday the 18th, because Saturday the 17th, we have a company, but we don't know what time they're showing up.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
if they're here early enough, then we'd be able to. But if they're here late enough, it's a huge crash. So next week we will go on Sunday the 18th. So you're just going to have to wait that long to dive into the beer box of mass destruction.
Now that's the thing, because whenever we go to the Vinmonopolet, I'm looking for...
That's where the strong beer is. Anything
strong
over 5%.
beer that is probably good. And she is looking for funny labels.
Like the snake can. I'm still going to paint that sucker. Or embroider it or something. Anyway.
So at some point now, probably, maybe I can convince her to save it until next Christmas.
Lindsay's happy we can't do Saturday next week.
But I might have to drink a beer called Christmas on Fire.
That's right. The Christmas on Fire one. I forgot about that
Which
one.
I strongly suspect is
Burning
pretty
Christmas tree?
spicy. Because on the label you have Santa Claus holding a lighter and he is clearly dead.
That's the one we were supposed to bring. So 20 minutes before YouTube, I realized I forgot to bring beer. So we had to go with the ones that were in the office, and these were 2 of them in there. And then, of course, we have the rest of the Christmas calendar beer. But that's like, what's behind can number 24? But that's where we found these 2 anyway, so that was good. But anyway, yeah, so that'll be Sunday next week, and we should remember to bring the beer this time so that you can have the Christmas on Fire beer. Would that be like a burnt Christmas tree taste?
I think they've just thrown a lot of spice
Burnt
in
Santa Claus.
otherwise pretty uninspired beer, and I just throw spice on it.
Torben sends your legs shopping for a new brain, though you will go down with a smile on your face. You better only have 1 beer if you have that one. Torben's father's or grandfather's thing. You should just have the 1. I don't think you need to try 2 beers that day. Has Karl tried Miller High Life? No. We did do a regular Budweiser. Or did we do... I know we bought a regular Budweiser because, the Americans would probably think it's fun to watch them drink something normal. by their standards. And then the Czechoslovakian Budweiser, the real Budweiser. But I don't think we've had that on here yet. But it's a really good conversation piece because Budweiser, Czechoslovakia came first. Or is it Czech Republic now? It's Czech Republic now. But it was Czechoslovakia when it was first came out.
When they were united with Slovakia, they were
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the beer is that old. But anyway, so that was it'd be a fun conversation. You can see the can and everything, but that'll probably be closer to the summer because it's not too much of a beer. But yeah, Miller High Life or Lone Star beer. I haven't seen the Lone Star beer. There's one in Wisconsin that I used to drink when I was a younger kid in college. It was Leinenkugels, which is a Wisconsin beer, and it's actually pretty good. They had a red one. We'd call it Leine's. But that one was a pretty good American beer, but it's from Wisconsin, so it's pretty domestic to Wisconsin. I don't know if you can get it in the rest of the United States. But there's a lot of American beers we got to get you tried on too. So but it's a matter if we can find them.
Yeah, well, feel free to.
But Miller Genuine Draft, oh my God, that was horrible. Anyway, and then James says, now I'm doing cross knit null binding sock in a knit stitch in the Z-way. Well, that'll be kind of fun to see. The cross knit null binding, I don't do too much of that one, but to see it in a sock anyway, but knit in the Z way, it's going to start looking like the A and Z's twist, so that what, yeah. Anyway, so it twists like a Z instead of a S. But Anne's Decker socks, if you've seen those that she recreated, the one with the fringes and everything like that, then you're starting to get into a lot of fun little effects with switching around stitches in the cross knit looping. Okay. Anyway, oh, and also need to find Rieger beer. Do you know that one? And Raymond's excited because he gets to sleep a little bit earlier on Saturday. So naturally, we kept him up about 6 minutes later. Did you just?
6 minutes?
No, he still has some left. Yeah, it's 7:07. We kept him up 7 minutes later than normal.
Oh, this is not good. It's horrible. It's bad.
So he's pouring more. Let's just go back to the... Oh, Jesus, Karl! Show him what you did. I can't turn it any more than that. He got it all over the table. And just in time for the dreamy, drunken filter. I was gonna do this.
Woman, stop playing with the filters.
That's not a filter, that's just you. No
Turn
filter.
the beauty filter up to max if you have one.
Oh, whoops. Making everybody crooked. Okay, we should probably go. Because he needs to eat something. And you got beer all down my leg and in my boot. So that'll be a fun smell. Okay, it's so bad he has to drink it all. Suzanne.
Yeah.
You poor guy.
No, for a lemony travesty of a beer. This is almost drinkable. So I should at least give it a good college try.
Give it a good college try. I was just giving it a good college try. And Albert says, by the way, Rieger is from Jaren area. So, okay, no, we're going to go because he needs babysitting. And we'll see you on Sunday. So Raymond gets to sleep on Saturday night. And Lindsay's really excited because Sunday's easier for her. So, perfect. Okay, but anyway, 6 o'clock on Sunday. 6 o'clock Norway time. So whatever time it is now over there. Okay, and then, oh, wow, look at that. I get hearts and likes. So thank you for those too. So have a good weekend and we'll see you then. I'm expecting results on your hats. No results from me, though. Okay, see you.
Bye.
And...